In 2009, an incident occurred that claimed the life of two students participating in the community service program. This incident took place in the village of Desa, a mysterious village that is thick with culture and custom. All of the class of 2005 children have completed the requirement for participation in the community service program, which was carried on in several villages as a requirement for thesis assignment. Of all the enthusiastic students on campus, one seemed to be alone, Vidya, as the children called her. She seemed so nervous, alone, that upon class snapped her out his mind.
We found the KKN place.
Where is the village?
In town B, in a village, there are many work programs to do. The place is suitable for our KKN. Don't worry, I have a friend to join.
Who will join?
My friends, he is a senior, 2 generations above us. The others, his friends.
Long before departure, Vidya asked his parents for permission about the development of the community service program she took. When Vidya's parents asked where their community service program project was, they could see the look of disapproval on his mother's face.
There's nowhere else that where it's not for us. Not good to be loved by humans.
It's okay, Mom. It's a joint decision.
I'm worried that if you have to go there, can it be postponed to next year?
I cannot, Mom. Hope all goes well, Mom.
Although heavy, his parents were forced to agree to his decision. Before leaving, Vidya, Ayu, Bima, and Nur were waiting for their friends. After chatting about the community service program plan, they finally left.
What are we riding there?
They can pass, bro.
By car to the village?
No, bro. Let's stop in the forest first. Someone will pick up.
Ayu, is this village not accessible by car?
Can bet it's close to the main road, maybe only 45 minutes.
Here, the story begins. The car stopped at the entrance of the forest, traveling 4 to 5 hours from the city. Not felt it was night, coupled with the vast forest making vision limited, not to mention the drizzly. Half an hour waiting for a motorcycle, sent from afar. The lake is approaching. To speak up were 6 middle-aged men on old motorbikes.
Damn it, are we on a bike?
At the time, there was something strange, words that are considered normal in city. One of the motorcycle drivers responded differently. His face looked cynical at Wahyu. It's just that the one who noticed it all was only Vidya. It had been almost an hour, but the motorbike was still driving further in the forest. None of the motorcyclists spoke. Are all the people there quit? The night grew darker, and the forest became silent. But people say, where silence is found, secrets are kept tight there. No, a feeling of regret crossed Vidya's mind. Is he ready to spend the next 6 weeks in a village? Deep in the forest. Suddenly, heard from a far familiar voice sounded loud, with drum and gong being played, followed by the sound of kenong, Kombang, become the strains of gamelan. They arrived at the village.
Excuse me?
Introduce this Mr. Prabu, the village heard my brother's friend. And Mr. Prabu, this is my friend from the city who plans to work together in this village.
Hi, my name is Mr. Prabu. I am the village head here.
I am Bima. This is Anton and Wahyu.
My name is Nur. This is Vidya and Ayu.
Sorry, sir. Why is the village in a remote area?
What about a remote area? The distance between the main road is only about 30 minutes. Maybe you are tired. Let me take you to a temporary residence.
What do you mean with asking that to Sir Prabu just felt free.
Vidya realized that something was wrong. The place to stay for men was in the form of a hut, while for women they stayed in the residence house. Even at home, Vidya explained to Ayu.
I feel that the journey to this village is very long, as more than an hour.
The journey doesn't last that long and Noor is just silent.
Do you hear the sound of gamelan? I heard on the street the sound of people playing gamelan.
Yes, maybe there is a celebration.
Wait, there can be another village here, and there is not even here. If people said in the past, if you hear the sound of the gamelan, it's a bad sign.
Noor, don't talk carelessly. It has not been a day that you talk nonsense like this.
I also heard the sound of the gamelan. I also saw someone dancing on the street earlier.
Astaghfirullah.
Vidya believed in supernatural things because in his religious teaching there are, unlike Nur, she claimed to see when she saw. From the start, Nur was the most different from the others, only that she was wearing a hijab. Compared to Ayu and Vidya, Nur is the most religious, and Nur can see the unseen.
Noor, did this story not spread to other people? If the villagers heard it, it did not feel good. Moreover, we are here as guests, God willing, everything will be fine, okay?
I used to go to college too.
Hey, listen to Mr. Prabhu. Even though you are a villager, don't forget to study. May I ask, what is your major?
I major in agriculture.
There are no rice fields here. How come you can farm?
Yes, do you think agriculture should go into the field?
They arrived at the first stop. It was the village graveyard. Strange what the Vidya and a girlfriend first took. Each headstone was covered with a black coat. The cemetery is surrounded by banyan trees and there is a large rock beside it. There is an offering in front of her.
Sorry, sir, what is this?
I know what you want to ask. Do you want to ask why all the tombstones are covered here? This is a called Sungkarsono, the belief of the people here, so let me know if this is a funeral.
Even a fool can tell the difference between a funeral and a football field.
I hope you know what he say.
Sorry, sir, if Anton jokes are not pleasant to hear. Let's continue our journey, sir.
A trip to source Mr. Prabhu explained, the source could be used as an idea for a good work program. During the trip, Vidya repeatedly encountered obstacles. She saw many offerings in receptacles, complete with flowers and food there, plus the smell of incense making Vidya panic. After returning from Pundan, Nur was allowed to go home because she was not feeling well and Nur might have saved an invisible figure that made her unwell.
Sir, may I have permission to go home? I feel dizzy. Maybe I need to rest.
Let me accompany Nur to go home.
Yes, please. Be careful on the road.
Then process with only 4 people and the next place is Tapak Tilas. The road on the left and right there is a complete red cloth tied with yellow leaf like a wedding.
You are strictly prohibited from entering this area.
Why, Shiraz?
This is the wilderness. It's nothing. Just considering I'm afraid that if you go there you get lost. Then how?
Once again, that answer was enough to make Vidya sure it was random. After that, Mr. Prabhu took the home.
Why is there no bathroom where we stay, sir?
Because access to water is still difficult. This time the bathroom is in the salt room beside the river. There's covered with a big junk in it. There it can be used for bathing.
After that, Nur and Vidya decided to take a shower. The Sinden building resembles a small temple. The water was clear but moisty. After looking around, Vidya found that she was right next to a very large, shady and scary tree. Had a dab. Indeed, there was a large jug in the room. The water is also full in the jug. Nur entered, while Vidya waited at the door. His escort took his edge of the Sinden building, which for some reason seemed attract attention because beside her was an offering. Vidya just realized it. There was incense near where was standing beside the tree was an offering. What's worse, the incense could have just been burned. Between fear and shock, Vidya returned to cubicle door, and from inside, the sound of the rain's water could no longer be heard.
Nur! Nur! Nur!
Still trying to search, there was faint sound, so soft that Vidya put his ear to the door. The sound of people singing, Sinden voice. The song itself resembles Japanese song. The voice is very soft.
Nur! Open, Nur! Open!
What's with?
Vidya's expression made Nur confused, especially his facial expression stole a glance at the incident of the boat.
Let's take a shower. Let me take care outside.
Vidya entered the room. The inside of the boat was very damp. The wood was mushy with black color. Above it was a large jug. The water was half used. Researching a deeper made a coconut shelf with thick hands, Vidya began to slowly undress. It was as if someone watching him, from head to toe. The figure was like the face of a beautiful woman. Vidya did not know who it was. She took first water to wash his body. Vidya felt cold water on his body. Nur didn't make a sound outside the room, giving off a chilling sensation of solitude every time the water splashes on his head, causing his eyes, and every time she closed his eyes, she imagines a beautiful face and smiles at there.
Who is that beautiful face?
Then the can was heard again. Vidya turned his head, observing his face from outside the room, where Nur was standing alone.
Is Nur singing?
The question rang in Vidya's head. After taking a bath that afternoon, Vidya asked,
Nur, you can sing Japanese song, right?
Nur observed Vidya. Nur laughed without answering Vidya's question. She seemed to be carrying his secret. Electricity in this village uses generator power, so when the clock saw 9 o'clock, the lights are turned off and replaced with petromac. Nur is already sleeping. Only Vidya and Ayu are still finishing the progress for tomorrow's work program. Vidya still remember what happened this afternoon, want to tell a story, but Vidya chose to remain silent. Amid the silence, Ayu suddenly said something.
I was with Bima checking in the progress for disposal. While walking around in the village, I remember that it was not the same as Tabaktilas. Apparently, not far from there is an old building resembling a studio.
Huh? Don't you understand that you were not there?
Not me, Divanayu. The one who invited Bima said there was a beautiful woman. When he followed it turned out there wasn't any.
The debate stopped there. Vidya took Ayu had violated the rules. Vidya went to his room. There she saw Nur, already asleep in his sleep. Ayu followed, hoping that his night will pass soon. Suddenly, footsteps were heard when Vidya saw Nur's shadow stepping out. Vidya got out of bed and chased Nur. The house was pitch black. The owner of the house was sleeping. The door of the house was wide open. Vidya slowly stepped there. It was a very dark night. The shadow of the trees seemed bigger than usual and the faint sound of the night breeze sounded very quiet, very lonely. Vidya was stunned when she saw Nur in front of him. Nur stood in the village in front of the house. She danced very gracefully, barefoot, Nur was like a professional dancer. Vidya was surprised to see his friend like that. Vidya approached him. Never thought Nur could dance like this. From a distance, the sound of drum was heard again. Vidya was getting scared. His feet seemed to run step into the house, but Nur was getting crazy. She was still dancing with a smile in his face. Finally, Vidya forced Nur to stop the dance. She asked for help, and that's when Nur's face turned into a very scary face. His eyes were sharp, with all black eyes. Vidya shot in fear. The next time, someone held Vidya's very firmly, shaking him when he called her name. Vidya saw Wahyu, who looked confused and scared.
What are you doing at night? Dancing here alone?
Vidya's scream seemed to wake everyone up, including the owner of the house. Vidya saw the look in the eyes of everyone was looking at him, not thinking about Nur, who had just left the house.
What's the matter, son?
That was the first time Vidya heard the owner of the house look worried, but Vidya was more focused on Nur. She also looked at him. The both looked at each other, dumbfounded. The incident ended with the story of Wahyu. Wahyu could only stare in disbelief. No one commented. The owner of the house finally told them all go to the back in the house, because it's wedding getting late.
What is the chronology of what happened last night?
I don't know anything, sir. Ayu admits she doesn't know.
I followed Nur, who left the house.
I don't go out. I just drink in the kitchen.
Vidya, Ayu, and Wahyu today come with me.
Nur still left because she had to work on his work program. Armed with their battered motorbike, she took them to someone's house. Wahyu went up with Vidya, Mr. Prabu with Ayu. The path they took was almost the same the path the other. The house stood in the middle of the other side of the wilderness and was very old. After finishing telling everything, Babuyut felt looking normal, not at all interested in the story Mr. Prabu. With a harsh voice, Babuyut entered the house. He came back with 5 cups of coffee served in front of them.
Here, drink first.
Does not like coffee and never drink coffee.
Babuyut's smile made Vidya hesitate. Finally, Vidya took a sip of coffee even though it was only 1 cup. The coffee is sweet. There is a jasmine aroma in it. At first, Vidya tried in without realizing it. The coffee cup was empty.
Bleh! What coffee is this?
Before going home, Babuyut put turmeric on Vidya's forehead. He said to mock Vidya only.
So, the coffee was brewed to summon jinn or demon, not ordinary coffee. Those who have never tasted will vomit it up. But for tasty creature like that, coffee will taste sweet and consume it. Sorry, someone follow you with? There is not need to be afraid. More importantly, Vidya must not be left alone. There must always be someone to accompany her. For that, starting tonight, you will live in the one house, only separated by a partition from woven bamboo. Mr. Prabu only asks one thing: don't violate ethics and norms. This meeting should not be told to other people, even Nur, Anton, and Bima.
Their new house was right at the end, quite large, and the former home of a family who had migrated. Behind the house there is a large black stone river brook, with some banana trees and surrounded by shrubs.
Why do you have to be here? The place is not comfortable for me. The atmosphere is also not good.
Just obey the order of Mr. Prabu.
After that incident, Ayu slightly avoided Vidya. Vidya understood this, but Wahyu, on the other hand, accompanied and encouraged him to stay motivated and get well soon.
Just be patient. It won't be long. Wait. Are your friends okay?
What do you mean?
Your friend go out every late night out. I don't know where he usually go, but he always comes back in the morning. Why you always come home late at night?
I don't know.
I often hear children talking alone in the room.
Impossible.
Not only that, sometimes he locks to himself. It's crazy Bima time.
Bima is religious. It cannot be wet.
Don't believe it? Ask Anthony if you don't believe it. The night before the incident, Bima was there. He only saw you from the window.
Vidya was silent for a long time, thinking about that sentence. She saw Wahyu left with an annoyed face. In the evening, all the children gather. Nur is in the room. She is praying. The soft oath chanting was heard again. The voice came from the kitchen. Vidya passed the room. The Nur was protesting. The more his voice was heard. The kitchen of this house is only closed with a curtain. When Vidya opened the curtain, she is Nur, drinking water from a jug, complete with her mukena. Vidya stood silent for a long time, until Nur, who was drinking from the jug, saw it.
Why wait? What is it? There is something wrong?
Why is it so crowded? Reprimand I.
I don't know. Vidya was asked earlier and did not answer.
Why are you hands shaking like this? What's wrong? Nur, get some water, fast.
Nur returned with the jug from earlier. She gave it Vidya and took a sip. Vidya suddenly fell silent, making everyone confused. Vidya's left hand is still holding the kid, while his right hand is raised and goes in his mouth.
I also drink from there. I did not know there was anything like that.
You are being targeted. Wait, my grandmother said, if you suddenly hair appears, usually if you don't use witchcraft, you become the target of spirits.
Wait, is the dance still following you? Because yesterday I saw him behind you.
Nur's confession made Vidya even more anxious. Vidya fell ill for 3 days just laying in the room. When Vidya was sick, she was left alone at home. There was an incident that she would never forget.
What is the sound?
At first, Vidya ignored it, but as time went on, Vidya could stand in finally checked it out. The voice was heard the back of the house, right beside the kitchen. When Vidya arrived at the door, she stopped. Vidya saw a 50-year-old man wearing black clothes standing among the banana trees. The man was watching Vidya. His movements were very suspicious, like he wanted to enter the house but he stayed. After a few minutes, the man left the place. Starting from the same loud voice, Vidya peeked again. This time the man was closer. He looked here and there, approached the house, and peeked several times.
That man has bad intentions. What problem is he looking for here?
Vidya just remembered she was just at home alone, a woman, alone at home, and a man approached the house. As the man stood at the kitchen door, his voice began to ring out. The loud sound seemed to be from the rock behind the kitchen, so loud that it made it blurry. Vidya witnessed it himself. Someone threw a pretty big rock right at the rock object, roof rock, behind the house, so the man panicked and left. Vidya reported it to Mr. Prabhu. They looking for the man. It turns out he is villager there.
What are you doing there?
I saw a woman dressed as dancer enter the house. When I saw her face, I was surprised because behind the expression on the woman's face, who was considered beautiful, she looked insolent, flat, and shapeless.
What the man said was unbelievable, but Mr. Prabhu had no further evidence, so Mr. Prabhu only advised him not to do it again. The man left. However, Mr. Prabhu said something else that made Vidya shudder in horror.
Someone want to order with
Whoa, sir.
Grandpa who caught the river stone.
After the incident, Vidya was asked go to Mr. Barbu's house if you are still sick. However, Vidya had an incident, this time involving Nur. In the afternoon, Vidya worked on his project which had been prepared for several days. Wahyu approached Vidya. She offered to leave the village because he had to buy work equipment.
Follow me or not?
Where? Not fear?
You wanna go with me or not?
Yes, I'm coming.
It's only 2 hours. I have permission from Mr. Prabhu. May I borrow the motorbike?
Wahyu looked at his watch. It was past 11. He had to finish his business immediately because before asking permission Mr. Prabhu had warned him to return before nightfall.
Asking why should it be like that? After all, there is an easier path to follow to enter this forest.
No one even knows what's life in the forest, son.
They set off until they finally reached the town of. There they stopped at a market. Wahyu and Vidya started looking for everything they needed. After 2 hours of searching here and there and after finding it, they immediately returned quickly. Wahyu stopped filling gas.
Are you immigrant?
No sir, I'm just doing my college project here.
Still outside the shack? May I know where is it? So, soon you will pass in the forest.
Yes sir, I will.
It's already this hour. Can you do it tomorrow? Just look for an inn, because at the hour, there is rarely anyone passing by.
No, it's alright. I'll just continue.
Like this, son, may I ask for a moment? Well, after arriving and entering the forest road, don't stop. Take care of anything. Until here, you understand? Bro, don't forget the most important prayer. If you hear voice without shapes, just keep going. If possible, you can. Son, continue. Don't ever stop there. The important thing is that you don't care. Just believe. I can only help you pray. Good luck to the destination.
Thank you, sir.
They continued their journey. Behind him, Vidya began to feel the cold wind. Unexpectedly, the road to the forest gets darker as night approaches. The light of Wahyu's motorbike penetrated the shadow of the night. The flash of forest trees on either side of the road became an uniform sight. Only the sound of the motor can rift the silence along the road.
Wait, just imagine if suddenly this motorbike broke down in the middle of the forest.
Vidya only responds sarcastically, afraid that Wahyu said what happened, and it was true their motorbike breakdown. After Wahyu said that, Vidya was just silent. The bad thing about humans from the first is thinking about something bad in bad condition.
Just walk first so I can continue to monitor you.
Wahyu saw Vidya walking alone in front. Not even once his face turned to Wahyu, as if Wahyu had made a big mistake. Vidya followed in his footsteps. Wahyu "Whoa," said, suddenly, felt that something was wrong.
Did you hear? There was a sound of celebration.
Wait, do you still remember the word? Yellow sailor, don't stop no matter what.
Wahyu and Vidya continued their journey. The further they walked, the louder their voices were, accompanied by the laughter of the people who held the celebration. Until he saw it there was a carved yellow leaf. There Vidya saw a party, like in field beside in highway, like a rural area. There, complete with the people, there is also a stage where music is played. Wahyu and Vidya were surprised when old man asked right beside them.
What's wrong? The motor broke down?
Yes, sir.
The old man called the teenager to repair the Wahyu bicycle. The atmosphere of the celebration was lively. Some were joking, some enjoyed rhythmically playing gamelan music, complete the parade sitting.
I didn't know there was a village here.
Vidya was silent, his eyes focused on the stage. In front of the gamelan musicians there was still room. What even were they hosts with such a large speech? Vidya's question was immediately answered. From far away, suddenly smelled jasmine, a familiar scent for Vidya, followed by a group of people. In front of him is a dancer. She is broke on stage. Then everyone looked up to a point where the dancer started rocking back and forth of the stage.
She is very beautiful. I was stunned to see her.
Maybe when hungry.
Thank you very much, sir, for helping us.
Vidya prefers to see the dancer, looking at him with a hypnotic gaze. After the dancer got off the stage, the grandfather said their motorbike was finished. Before leaving, Wahyu and Vidya said goodbye.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm really starving right now.
Yes, be careful on this road. Just take the snack pack.
They ended up returning home every trip. Not a single village was found. However, they do repair Wahyu motorcycles, and they still currently have without reciprocity. So, is it possible that ghosts can repair motorbike? Arriving at the village, Wahyu went to return the motorbike, while Vidya was already waiting for all the children. They were worried about waiting on the terrace of the house.
Where are you from? Why so long?
From the city, shop for our needs.
Noor looked at Vidya neutrally after she told the incident yesterday. She didn't want to talk anymore. Now she has a little silent about Vidya, and she felt it. In that tense atmosphere, only Bima tried to lighten the atmosphere.
Never mind, why are you so clumsy? You must be tired with.
Not long after, Wahyu came by telling him that if he had an unpleasant incident with a motorcycle incident, he was assisted by the villagers. Don't forget, he told me about the beautiful dancer he met.
Wow, don't talk nonsense. There are no more villages here.
How do you know?
I've been to the city for my work program related to nature programs. So I often go to the city with the people here. As of now, I haven't found other villages near here.
If you don't believe me, I have proof that there are other villages around here.
Impatient, Wahyu forced open with Vidya's bag, took the package, not the newspaper that was found, but a monkey head in banana leaf wrapped in the old man's neck. After the incident that night, Wahyu locked himself in his room for 3 days.
Where is everyone? Usually Ayu does the report. Noor, who usually recites the Quran, does not have a voice. Anton and Wahyu usually smoke on the terrace too. Will Bima does not know what to do.
So far, only Bima still felt forgiven to Vidya. That night there was no one in this house. When Vidya entered the house, suddenly an uncomfortable feeling appeared. It was as if someone was watching from nowhere, and it caused fluttering feeling in the case. When laughter was heard from the kitchen, that's when Vidya was sure there was something there. She had to check it out. When Vidya pulled back the curtain, she saw Noor sitting on a wooden chair, staring eyes open where Vidya was standing. She is still wearing his white mukana. Why is she sitting still like that? Noor is still silent. His eyes are like the eyes of empty person. At that time, Vidya saw Noor bend over in the sitting position is the she saw sitting on wooden chair. Vidya shook his body, but Noor did not budge. When Vidya tried to touch his cold skin, Noor woke up and looked at the Vidya like a very angry person.
Noor, what are you doing?
Beautiful girl, do you like living here? How is that beautiful child? Do you know the resident here? How is that beautiful child? Do you know the residents here? Beautiful child, don't cry!
The handsome boy already knows him.
Noor, our Noor, Johnsius.
You don't know who I am. You think without me, a brat like your friends who broke a cord here could harm my grandson. I've been taking care of them all this time. I won't let them get close to my grandson. Got it?
How did my friend hurt?
Beautiful girl, one of your friends will not be able to return. If you are not aware, everything will happen. Remind the child. Woe brings disaster. If left unchecked, everyone will be stoned in this village.
After saying that, Nur screamed very loudly. Then Phil Vidya cried Nur back to this room, waiting for him to wake up from his fainting. And yes, she didn't know why she should get to quiet when she prayed. Nu told me that when was at the hut if enjoyed his praise, she usually fell asleep. I don't know what Vidya was thinking until suddenly she asked something that Nur didn't like.
Since when can you see that?
Actually, there are spirits. There are cards for each person. The types are different. Some are bad, some are good, some just full.
Do you have guard?
Looks like someone is guarding.
Why are you not sure?
I've never seen it in person. I was told by my friends before leaving the hut. It looks like my grandmother.
It's getting weirder every day. Why are not the residents helping you anymore? Huh?
Yes, some even feel sick with guilt, especially our project that discusses Pondan is weird.
Some say that Pundan contains a curse.
But Mr. Prabhu said it's just a myth.
Residents have also said that Pundan has a guardian, namely a spirit, and that spirits usually bed in number near Pundan. Well, the name of Pundan is Pundan Kembar.
That night Ayu gathered all her courage.
How is that many of the community's friends have given up on helping our project assignments for various reasons, from being busy, sick, and so on?
Of all the members who gathered, only Bima was not so enthusiastic. The same night, Vidya remembered that Wahyu said,
The reason Mr. Prabhu include this as a work program is so that the source water can be accessed so that residents no longer have to go far to fetch water from a river with a steep course. However, it seems something is wrong. Yes, I remember what Wahyu said, and tonight Bima is indeed out of the house. Where is he going? Anton, Wahyu, come on, wake up. Where did he go?
What are you doing? Maybe he went to Mr. Prabhu to fix a trash can made of bamboo.
Bima cannot do strange things. He is a religion child like Noor.
How do you know it? I often catch Bima in her room, not only once or twice. She often does, and strangely, when Bima masturbates, there is a girl voice. I don't know what that girl is. Whose voice did I hear at that time? The thing is, I've heard that voice many times.
Anton's story changed Vidya's understanding, and that night he saw Bima walking far to the east, towards a place that often made Vidya crying to see him, namely Tapak Tilas. Vidya saw Tapak Tilas, like a long hallway, only the walls are big trees with roots here and there. In addition to the U-built train, out front of Tapak Tilas there is a small gate complete with red and black cloth around it. Mr. Prabu once told me that black coat is the traditional name for markers such as at funerals. However, it's not bright colors better for danger. Black is not for the living, but a sign for the dead. Of all the places marked with coats in the village, the gate is given a red coat, especially if it is not just symbol of disaster. Vidya started to follow Bhima. His feet were constantly looking for a foothold. That night was very cold and only fog amid the darkness that Vidya could see. It took a lot of hard work to get there. When Vidya reached the top of Tapak Tilas, Vidya only saw one path. It did not look too steep. There Vidya felt an unpleasant feeling gave him goosebumps. It's very easy to follow Bima because just need to follow the path. However, every time Vidya walked, it was everyone behind bush or grass. Vidya continued to penetrate the road. It is getting colder and colder. This road does not seem to have opened yet. If she returns, Vidya will not know what Bima is doing here. There is only one thing what Vidya regrets: she only wore flip-flops. What Vidya did tonight, spontaneously, out of curiosity, without preparation, without friend, and Vidya began to hear the music.
The sound appears again, the same as when Nur and I were in the bedroom, and the strain of this gamelan are the same when I was with Wahyu when the dancer was dancing and looking at me intently.
Instead of running, Vidya got even worse. The further away, the clearer the sound. And the clearer the sound, the busier it is. However, what Vidya found was the tip of tapak tilas, which is plant planted right on the pit. The plant is a bluntas plant. The plants are small but loose on the left and right.
Damn, how can I let this plan get in my way? I can't work unless I carry a machete, and of course it takes a long time to get rid of this bush. What is the building that Ayu is referring to? A studio? There are 40 wood polices trimmed in a rectangular shape extending upward with a conical roof. From a distance, it looks like a village hall building.
Vidya approached him. She thought his presence was not alone crowded because this place is packed. However, there was no one there, only she walked by myself. Just as Vidya stepped on the first step, the sound of the gamelan stopped very quick. The silence disturbed Vidya. His presence was not welcome here. However, Vidya was forced to keep running, and at that time Vidya heard someone crying. His voice was familiar, like that voice as someone she knew.
The sound of crying? I think I know this voice. Is this Ayu voice? Ayu know about everything, far above the others, including what Bima has been doing so far.
Vidya watched from afar. Under the studios was with a door. Vidya approached him, but did not open it. She sounded the hut. From inside the hut, Bhima's voice was heard, followed by a woman's singing voice. It was very clear, but Vidya could not see what was there.
Why does my neck feel heavy for a long time? Now there is a small gap that's enough for me to peek at what's going on inside.
Vidya witnessed firsthand Bhima was bathing in the pond. He was surrounded by many large snakes. Saying Vidya shocked, Bhima looked straight at where Vidya was speaking. All snakes were the same as Bhima thought. They knew there was universal quest. While running, the sound of the gong, followed by the sound of drum, was heard again. The sound of the gamelan sounded loud, complete with louder, and Vidya saw the studio was empty. From the end of crowd, Vidya saw many, some glaring from half-voice at the flashes from short, too dark as banyan trees, that filled the studio and its surroundings. Vidya cried. Vidya saw in front of him someone was dancing. The dance almost made everyone there see it. Then Vidya realized that Ayu was dancing.
Huh? Ayu, why your puffy eyes? Have you been crying for a long time?
Ayu's facial expression is like telling Vidya to run away from this place. Vidya immediately ran. That was crowd were watching Ayu dance in the studio. Arriving at the pad, Vidya heard a dog barking. Not long after, a black dog came out of the thicket. After seeing Vidya, the dog ran, and Vidya followed the dog. Vidya came out of the pad at the dawn, seen from the blue sky. But apparently, Vidya was wrong. A villager was surprised to see Vidya. She immediately ran screaming for the villagers.
Vidya is here. His son is back. Come here, son. Come here. You are patient. You have to be ready with the news you will hear later. I've been looking for him to the end of the forest. I didn't know. I only met this child at sunset. My mind is already bad.
When Vidya arrived at his house, Vidya saw many people get hurt. When the residents saw Vidya, they were all almost astonished as if they had seen a ghost. Sent from inside, Mr. Prabhu came out with a cynical face looking at Vidya. The eyes of Mr. Prabhu glared at Vidya. Vidya did not answer Mr. Prabhu. The mother of the house owner also calmed Mr. Prabhu to calm down while leading Vidya into the house. Vidya heard Nur screaming, crying hysterically.
Where have you been with?
What is this, Noor?
Look, Ayu, wait.
Vidya approached Ayu. Beside him was Bhima. He kept kitchen in the tight position. His eyes were blankly staring at the ceiling. Both of them lay helpless. Vidya screamed before something climbed down. From the kitchen, Babuyut came out. He called Vidya.
Come here, son. I just finished making coffee. Your friend has gone too far.
How's his behavior, Grandpa?
How does it feel to be surrounded by ghosts in this forest? Here, drink first. Your friend to the bush that are unacceptable to humans, let alone the ravenous nation and son.
Yes, Grandpa.
Dependent you are working on the Earthwinds, a nearby river and the one you come to last night. Do you know the use of pandan? Pandan is place where dance bathe before performing. Well, there's nothing wrong with the pandan near the river, but other pandan should not be visited, let alone used for sex. Vidya knows what is in the sinden. Yes, what you saw was indeed a Bhima silhouette.
With the snake, Grandpa.
Yes, Vidya was only used a direction, so I could monitor you. The target was not you from the start, but
Then can Ayu and Bhima come back?
Bhima and Ayu have gone too far. Now he has to bear with her death. Ayu has to perform dancing around this forest. Bhima must marry someone who has pandan.
Badarauhi, Grandpa.
Oh, you already know his name. He is the one of the court in this area. His job is to dance. The spirits like to see the dance of Badarauhi.
That morning, the group of girls arrived. They were family members as well as the real work college commit who had heard all the stories from Mr. Prabhu. Ayu is still lying down. Her eyes are bulging, but her body still paralyzed and Bhima still convulsing. The Bhima and Ayu families were furious. They did want to see their child this condition. Even the campus was affected because the case almost broke to the national media. Widya Nur had to ask Ayu and Bima to stay here, which it beside the Mbah Buyut could talk about his course at any time. But from the family side, Ayu and Bima don't know one anymore. They still bring Ayu and Bima to go home. What is the result?
How is Ayu doing?
Ayu can only sleep with her eyes open continuously. Vidya was taught by her mother that sometimes she saw Ayu's eyes shed tears. Every time she was asked, she just kept quiet, did not answer. Ayu finally did after 3 months of treatment.
How is Bima condition now, Vidya?
What about Bima? Bima also did. The night before he did, Bima screamed of help, but when asked why and what did he ask for, Bima shot snake, snake, snake he did before Ayu.
Ayu's parents and Bima initially went to extend this issue to the campus, but it was finally withdrawn, with a note: real work lectures are no longer held in East Java anymore. Since then, this campus has only 11 real work study to the west, no longer to the east, less alone remote village.